Wilson in River Forest, Illinois. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com. Yes, I am still caffeinated. And today I'm going to be cutting a Transitions XTRAactive Gray with the red flash mirror for the Oakley 5079. The carbon plate in the color 04, which is the black Ferrari red. Let me take it out of the original packaging as Oakley presents it. Got the Ferrari emblem on the red case. You've got the Oakley cleaning cloth, which doubles as a carrying bag, and it's got the Ferrari emblem on that. And if that's not enough, of course, yeah, you got the red Oakley on the inside, the red Oakley temple tips, the red Oakley logo, and you've got the Ferrari on the lens, which I'll be taking out. And of course, again, this is the 5079 carbon plate, color 04, the 53i size in the black Ferrari red. And it says some word in Italian, Scuderia Ferrari. That one I can pronounce. So that is it. This is the carbon fiber temples, super lightweight, super strong. That's what makes this one of the most expensive Oakleys you can buy. That and the Ferrari emblems all the way around. The Ferrari logo on the box. Let me begin. I'm going to take out your original demo lenses, one which again has the Ferrari, the Italian stallion on there. I'm going to take your frame, put it into the tracing element of my blocker. But first I want to program the shape into the computer. This is number 1243. So years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can mail them right to your home, and you can install them with, I believe, a Phillips head screwdriver. Yes, a little tiny Phillips head screwdriver. But I'm going to hit start. The clamp shuts, hold it in place. A little stylus is going to come up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic Oakley frame and you receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses, or if you want to, I can install non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. And in just a moment, this will stop. The shape will pop up onto the computer. Come on, pop, pop. Pop for me, pop. It's getting close to the memory limit on this thing, but so there we are. That's the shape that I'll be cutting. Let's move this on to the next screen. Your pupillary distance for your right and left eye is 31, so the computer starts at 32.5. I'm going to tap this minus button. It's going to go down in 0.5 millimeter increments till we get to 31. I want to raise the optical center height up to 18. Let me mark that on there. We're going to go 2 above and cut that at 18. Now, let's go ahead and get your lenses prepped. Now, before I begin, your prescription as you sent it to me read -1 plus 50 at 65. Now this, years ago, and the equipment that doctors use still works fine, but years ago they used to put the astigmatism correction on the front of the lens, making it a plus on the front. They now put that curvature into the back of the lens to fit today's curvature frames, and it's now a minus while it's on the back. And this is what makes my high school algebra teacher happy. When you tell them that you never use algebra at your job, I have to use it to do this. So -1 plus 50 at 65. You add the two signs together. If someone owed you $1 and they paid you back 50 cents, that would leave them a balance of 50. You change the plus to a minus, and then you rotate the axis by 90 degrees because it goes from the front to the back. So 65 becomes 155. Your left eye, -75 plus 50 at 90 becomes, you add those two together, -1/4 minus 50 at 180. You always change the axis by 90 degrees. You either add or subtract. It never goes over 180. So that's where we're at. So we're going to turn the fine tune knob, the axis wheel, to 155 for the right. Hang on, I was sitting there looking at 65. Yeah, let's go ahead and cross that out so I don't use it anymore. -50 minus 50 at 155. Let's put the power drum. Let's make sure everything is zeroed out. Power drum at -50 at 155. We're going to take your right lens, put it in. And the other nice thing, let me show you on these. This is, again, the Transitions XTRAactive with the red flash mirror. It almost looks like a red anti-glare. You have just enough of the hue showing from the mirror. The regular, this is my house anti-glare that has a greenish purple hue to it. So your lens, before it is activated, that red mirror coating almost looks like a anti-glare coating, and a red one at that. So it's going to look really cool in this Ferrari red frame. So let me come back down here, put it in -50, rotate the lens until the spherical component comes in clear. That's over, so I'm going to know that's the inside of the frame. Make sure everything is cleared out. Check that, -50, yep. Let me double check the prescription, -50, -50 at 155, yep. -50. -50. Sorry if I take my time to do this right. I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. Hopefully that will work. Yes, that is. And that is the right lens. I'm going to put that onto the platform. Let me do the same thing for the left lens. Spin the fine-tune knob. Put the power drum on -1/4. Let's start with that. The fine-tune knob at 180, which will be played by 0 today. Because again, a straight line is 0 to 180. And put the lens in, rotate it until the spherical, come on now, what are we doing? The spherical component comes into view. There we go, check that. Find the left of the lens, we're good there. Check the power. Sorry as I'm taking my time. Actually, this is upside down. Why am I getting, of course it's so close to the plano on the 180 is what it is. So I'm going to find it. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm still getting it over there. So, okay. We're going to rotate this. The hardest thing to do is find the smallest power available, which is where we're at. At 80. Okay. And let's put the 3 dots on there. -1/4, -50. We're at -75. Alright, let's put 3 dots on your lenses if the ink hasn't dried yet. To show up, it is there. That third one's always the lightest. I know you guys can't see that at home, so let me darken it for you. And we're going to mark this one left lens. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. I don't know why I think that's so funny, but I do. So, but I digress. So this is the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it's cutting. I like to call them Jenny from the block. I need to use 2 double-sided adhesive stickers, of which I've got 2 here. 1, 2. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this one onto the first block. Set that on the platform. Do the same thing now for the second one. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. On the back is a little magnet. That silver button, that's going to do its job twice today. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm. And the reason why I put those 3 dots on there tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So, and I'll see, I could have done that. The company puts little laser engravings into the lens before putting in that mirror coating, so they know exactly whose is who. And I guess they put that at the top. I noticed that when I wrote the L on there, that it was like that. If I'd been paying attention, as I do more of these, I will remember that. So 31 PD, 18 optical center, 31 PT, 18 optical center. Put those 3 dots on there, get them lined up in there perfectly. The blue cross is the geometric center of your frame. Your eye is just above that in inset. We're going to get everything lined up in there perfectly. Hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up the magnet. Now, of course, pupillary distance the same as the right. It's also 31, which has mirrored the right side. The left has, so I don't have to change anything. I don't have to change the optical centers. Get everything lined up in there perfectly. And hit the button. The arm's going to come down, place the block on the left lens. We'll come down here to the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It's the Essilor Nexia. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, and you put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home. You won't need this guy anymore with the bad jokes and the 2 thumbs to do it for you. We're going to wake up the computer. Now, I forgot to tell you, this heavy grit wheel is a diamond crusted wheel that's going to grind away your lens material until it's the final size, just like this. This wheel in the center is going to put the V-shaped bevel into the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. If they were plastic, high-index plastic or Trivex, I would select that. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen anyway. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens, just to smooth out any back surface of the lens that should come in contact with the cheek, which it won't, but you'll see why in just a moment while I do it anyway. So this is the right lens. I'm going to press that on there firmly. The magnet's going to do its job the second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or by now you know I like to call it the Charles because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. But look how clean the machine is. I took the time to clean it today. How about that? It hasn't been that clean in a while, including the door, which you will see now. I'll hit the green arrow which is start. The door closes, the clamp shuts, and then the lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. As it's going around tracing the shape of the right lens. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once. It's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you won't have any in this frame with your prescription, especially because I'm using the thinner, lighter weight lenses. But that does become more critical later on as I cut high prescriptions all day long for free when you buy the frame. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. As you can see, water is not spraying on this lens, but it will spray on there for the last 20 seconds just to wash away any optical debris you may see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses. But as I said, your lenses are made out of polycarbonate. Polycarbonate is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses. The same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and flying debris. Speaking of protection, these lenses have 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens, as well as a premium scratch coating. Also, while we're talking about protection, blue light is very popular now. It's emitted from today's electronic devices. Long periods of exposure to that in a lifetime can bring on early sets of cataracts, as well as, in the short term, sleep apnea. It causes ADD in kids. They're finding it also could be a leading cause of, yeah, you can see optical sawdust on the lens, of macular degeneration, which of course there is no cure for these days. There are anti-glare coatings that help prevent with that, but the best and original blue light protection are transition lenses. They block more light than any anti-glare coating you can have. Transitions XTRAactive block even more than that. So the best blue light protection you can have are transition lenses and Transitions XTRAactive. Now, this does have the mirror coating. It also has the anti-glare coating on the back surface of the lens. It's pretty cool. You can see where the adhesive is sticking on there. So your lens has moved onto the bevel wheel. It's getting the V-shaped bevel now. Water has begun spraying onto the lens. Now that you see that, if these were plastic, high-index plastic Trivex, it would be doing that for the duration of the cutting cycle. It only does it for the last 20 seconds of polycarbonate just to wash away any optical debris. In just a moment, a little lever will come out. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, something you would find at the end of a Dremel tool. That's what's applying the safety bevel. Essentially, it's just smoothing out very extremely fine sandpaper, smoothing out the edge of the lens that is left over from the cutting process. Again, if any portion of that lens were to protrude from the back surface of the frame and come into contact with the cheek, it will be nice and smooth. The reason I do it on every frame, let me get a paper towel ready. Ooh, I'm almost out of paper towels. The music's about to stop. Find a chair. Whoever I use that last paper towel on, I charge them for an extra roll. That's how it works. That's how I roll. At least that's how I pay for my rolls. Now, the water did not wash away all the optical debris. Schwarf, as it is known. May the Schwarf be with you, except it's not. I'm going to use my thumbnail to clean it off. Let's come down here, grab my Phillips head screwdriver. Let's clean this up, shall we? Come on, clean up as I go. We're going to do a little bit of lefty-loosey. And the reason why I put the safety bevel on the rear of the lens is I push it into the frame. I don't want any rough edges from the lens coming into contact with your frame, marring the finish in any way. Mar, like I'm some sophisticated person. I don't want it to blemish your frame. How's that? So I did a little bit of righty-tighty until that closes perfectly, which it does. We can now start cutting the unright lens. We're going to flip that over to L. L is Latin for not right. Put that in. The magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky Baby, the Chuckster, the Chuckarama, the Chuckalicious, the Chuck Ferrari. Hit the green arrow. With your start, the door closes, the clamp shuts. And just like before, the lens is going to be traced by the two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the left side of the frame now. And just like before, measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Look at that, no edge thickness. It's easier to hide in a plastic frame and a thin metal frame. You still got no edge thickness based on your prescription and the fact that I use the thinner, lighter weight lenses. Everyone gets those. I also ordered the lenses to fit the curvature of the wrap of this frame. Again, that's what you get when you have a licensed optician do all the work for you. Take the block off and dry this off with my hand-approved drying method. I also have my forearm-approved drying method. Throw that in there, take the sticker, add it to my collection. It's growing, although the bottom's falling out. That happens after the holidays. Yeah, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we just don't have our summertime physique. Set that there. We're going to come back down to the lensometer. Spin the axis wheel back to 155. 155. Put it in over that black dot, which is your optical center, based on your pupillary distance, and measure, and I am getting, if I can find my flashlight, minus 50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1, because the unit of measurement we use in your prescription is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R. Starts at 0 and goes up in quarter increments from there, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on as you get up to the higher powers. So you need 2 steps of far-sighted correction. You are nearsighted with your glasses off. Everything is much too large. So you need 2 steps of minification. That's why there's a minus sign. Your lenses minify. Once everything is the correct size, you have 2 steps of astigmatism correction. So let's check that. And we're ending up at minus 1. Uncorrected astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So once it's the correct size, uncorrected astigmatism, or when it is corrected, is the fine-tune knob. So it makes everything nice and crisp. When we turn that fine-tune knob to 155, as I mentioned earlier, straight line is 0 to 90 to 180. We're going to turn that fine-tune knob to about 155. Now, I end up with a 1 because you add 2 like signs together. So if someone had borrowed 50 cents, they had borrowed another 50 cents from you, they would owe you $1. That's where at 1 in the red. Your left eye only needs 1 step of far-sighted correction and 2 steps of astigmatism correction. That's the same, so we're going to end up at minus 75 at 180. Now these first 2 numbers are real values to be concerned with. This last number, again, could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It just tells us where to turn that fine-tune knob. You have 1 curve on your eye this way, a spherical curve. You have an astigmatic curve, and it's how you line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp. Dry everything off here, pat it dry. Dry off my counter. Run my thumbnail around, make sure all the optical sawdust is gone. Lefty-loosey. Tuck this in at the outside corner, making sure not to drop the screw, which does happen, but it ain't going to happen on live TV. Righty-tighty. By Job, I think that's got it. Take the block off. I'm going to use my belly button approved drying method. Throw that in there, put that sticker there, come down here. We're going to put it in my lensometer over that black dot. Turn the fine-tune knob to 180. check the power, and we're getting -1/4, 1 tick mark away from 0, the smallest amount of power you can have. If you were a cat, you'd be chasing this now. Now we're going to check your astigmatism correction. You have 2 steps there. We end up at hang on, just spin it far enough, -75, 1 tick mark away from 1. So that's cut perfectly. I couldn't do a better job if I'd cut these lenses myself. Your pupillary distance for your right eye as well as your left is 31, so combined times 2 is 62. Turn the card around, put the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens, and when we measure on your left lens, we're getting 62 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Let me check the optical, the centers again, the vertical. That is cut perfectly. Now this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. Those 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. Turn them in. Now I'm part of that 80%, but the amazing thing about these Oakley pilot temples that go back, it's almost like it's self-correcting. I've never had another pair of glasses do that. I'm wearing the Ray-Ban, listen to me, the Oakley 8132 in color 04, the universal blue and the blue orange, because those are my colors. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. But normally, like my glasses, I take them off and press down, they will wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. There is no wobble with yours. Flip them over. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. I love that carbon fiber temple on these Oakleys. Now, I send out a selfie request in every package. Wilson, I would love to have you rocking these things. In fact, send me 2 pictures. One with them clear and one outside where they have the red mirror, which I'll demonstrate in just a moment. I also send out cleaning instructions, not only for your frame and your lenses, but for your Oakley cleaning cloth, the premium microfiber cleaning cloth that I'm going to provide. That, yes, I know the print is too small. It makes it hard to read. Of course, with your glasses off, you can see that great. But for some people like me, you can't see up close. I've got to go back to the drawing board and have new cleaning cloths made. But until then, I'm out of my old ones. So everyone's going to get one of these small ones for now. As I search for a new company I'm taking December 31st off. So it gives me a 4-day weekend. I'm going to find another company. I'm going to revamp my pattern. I'm going to find another company and make these for same high quality cloth. But this is what your lenses look like clear before I have activated them. Now this is another good example. Let me find something white like this paper towel. You have the Transitions XTRAactive. I have the Transition Signature 7. Mine retain, and here is a clear lens. My lens is this clearest of all things. Mine have 3 to 5% hue transitions coloring in there. The gray, of course, you have the gray too. Yours has 5 to 7%. Mine has 3 to 5%. So that's the difference between clear, Transition Signature 7, Transitions XTRAactive. Now again, mine block harmful blue light. Yours block more harmful blue light than mine. So again, put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. So this is what your lenses look like the first time before they have been activated. It almost looks like you have that red anti-glare coating on there. That is pretty awesome, pretty cool looking in this frame. I'm going to go ahead and expose them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light in my little transitions box here. Now as you can see, all transition lenses, well, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to get dark. It takes about 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now pay attention, Wilson and everyone else, this is important. All transition lenses will get dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. I'm just moving them around so that they get dark evenly. Wrap frames are a little bit trickier. But transition lenses will work great. The only time that mine, the Transition Signature 7, won't work is if you're behind a windshield. Your windshield absorbs all the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays that cause your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day. That's why Transition Signature 7 don't get dark in a car. Now the Transitions XTRAactive that you got, Wilson, will get 30 to 50% dark in a car. They will all get dark in a convertible or in a motorcycle. Now they're also temperature sensitive, meaning that transition lenses will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. But of course the XTRAactive do get darker in hotter weather. It's designed for XTRAactive people. So, but I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100% when it's 100 degrees. Although the XTRAactive do a better job than anything else. So this is what they look like the first time they've been activated. That's pretty cool, the red on red. This is still new. There's very few people offering, and I can do this Transitions XTRAactive. Now it comes in a gray, brown, or the green. The lens itself. Now when people look at you, they see that red mirror. When you look out, you only see the gray. Now you can see that greenish hue of the anti-glare coating. It's almost the same color as that. Can you see that on the back of the lens? That greenish, like on there, the greenish purple. So this still gives you anti-glare protection on the back of the lens. They put the mirror coating on the front of the lens. And now again, the XTRAactive lenses come in gray, brown, or green. The mirror coating, you can get silver, gold, green, blue, red, or pink. And you can choose any of the 6 mirrored colors to put on any of the 3 Transitions XTRAactive colors. So you could do a brown lens with a gold mirror. You could do a XTRAactive green with a pink lens, pink mirror coating. The color combinations are up to you. They're all available on the website. If you like what you've seen, subscribe to my YouTube channel, or you can follow me on Facebook or Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. I will subscribe to this because I'll be doing a lot more of these mirror coatings coming up. I've taken a lot of orders and they're all coming in now. I got backed up over the holidays. This is December 28th, Friday, December 28th. And if you have any questions, you can email me on the Contact Me button on the website, or you can email me directly at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com. Or better yet, I recommend that everyone leave, if you have a question or comment, leave it in the comment section below. I will answer your questions there, but everyone else will be able to read it and gather information from your inquisitive nature, whoever asked the question first. So that's it. As I keep talking, you will see these lenses lightening. Now I bombarded them with a huge burst of ultraviolet light in my little Transitions box here. Normally they would turn back a little bit quicker, but I exposed them to a very high dose of UV protection. Hey, don't worry about me. I've got UV protection in my lenses too, but I bombarded yours, and you can see as I've been talking, in about a minute to a minute 15, they're going to turn back to almost clear. So that's it. Wilson and River Forest, Illinois. Which, pick one. It's either a river or a forest. It's like saying desert sea. Well, I guess you could say that, but anyway, that's that. I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut Transitions XTRAactive Gray with the red flash mirror for the Oakley 5079 carbon plate in color 04, the 53 eye size, the black Ferrari red. Oakley makes many frames. This frame happens to be the most expensive at $400. When you buy the frame from me, the Transitions XTRAactive adds $129.99. The mirror coating adds $69.99. So essentially it's $200 for the XTRAactive and mirror coating. When you buy the frame, it costs about $50 more if you have your own frame and want the same features. So I try and cut your break to get you to buy the frame from me. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed watching, and hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.